Hey everyone, how are you? Um, Thank you for joining and welcome to another session of Vision City here, our Get Real Faith Conversations. And we are happy that you can connect and join with us. And
Yes.
we are here to engage in another meaningful dialogue and conversation with you. If you've been following us, on YouTube and Facebook. And on last week, we went live on Facebook about this conversation of marriage and what was the theme? Uh, Stronger Together.
I was like,
Woo! That's how you know we talking a lot. Stronger Together, and we really wanted to have a conversation about building your marriage on more than love, and and because we talk about love, and people say love ain't enough. I need more than just I love you, and things of that nature. And it's true. And part of marriage, once the um, the love and the lust part of it that some of y'all be doing, and the infatuation wears off. Yeah, I'm judging you. Wears off. You need something else to stand on, and so some of the things that we talked about, I believe, are things that should be talked about when you're talking about how to build a successful marriage. And we have not achieved it. We are still working out these principles. And even what we're going to kind of discuss today, we're still working out some of these principles, but these are things that we have seen worked in us and researching other couples and with other people who have to say on these topics. They're saying the same thing. So there must be some validity to it.
yeah, I think it's also important for us to reiterate.
Yeah.
We have not arrived.
No.
So I just want to make sure that's clear. We have not arrived. We're not professing to have arrived. And it also is just a reminder. I'm always reminded of that good old question in the beginning of our marriage where someone said, "What do you want to do? Why do you want to get married?" And they were like, "Don't tell me it's because you love each other." And I was like,
that's a conversation right there. We have to put that in the back of our mind. How do you answer? What is that? What is the answer to that question? I gotta talk about that. But so let's review while people are joining us and logging on. Let's review. I think the first time we talked about best friends. Should your spouse be your best friend? And a conversation that kind of hear a lot. I've heard a lot. And I'm from the thought, and I think we both agree that it should be your best friend, but let's define what best friend means.
yeah.
We tend to define that differently, but marriage is the highest level of friendship and intimacy and connection. I don't think you can be this close and connected to someone, and this is not your best friend. Then you're just operating in roles. And this is not a business. This is not the president and secretary or vice president. No, we're a unit. Then we talked about what was last week. We talked about dating, the importance of dating your spouse, building that intimacy, keeping that stuff alive, and things like that, spicy and all of that. And we talked about that. And so tonight, let's talk about dreaming with your spouse. What is dreaming? Goal setting. But it's more than just goal setting. It's goal setting. It's thinking about our future, your purpose, knowing your spouse's purpose in the earth and pushing them towards that.
That's big.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say that again. I hear you say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. Knowing your spouse's purpose in the earth and pushing them to that and encouraging them and supporting them in that. Oh, how can I know my spouse person when I don't know my own? Well, you gotta know your purpose. And if you have a spouse, sometimes they can speak into you. Now, Master Prophet over here always speaks into me.
Can't. I can't. I'm like,
So that's what we want to talk about, dreaming with your spouse. So Father God, as we about to jump into this conversation, anoint our
Yes.
words, anoint our mouth so that we can hear your voice and speak
Yes.
something that would encourage those who are married, those who want to get married, so they can enter into this beautiful union of marriage. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, so dealing with your spouse. So let's dreaming. I said dealing, dreaming with your spouse. So
Deal with each other.
I think this is important because it builds a lot. We kind of
Mhm.
talked about dating. We talked about the friendship, but it one of the things I noticed that it builds unity
Mhm.
among us. It builds uh, that support system to know that you're not doing life alone. Um, we all have our individual goals and our individual passions, and but dreaming together, it lets each other know that I'm not in it on my own. Like my wife is a writer. She's speaker. She she is an entrepreneur, and I know the things that she is called to do. I see where her gifting is at, and I push her to that. And I want to hear what she wants to do. I want to hear where God is pushing her and what's inside of her. And my job as her spouse is to not just so, oh, I support you, but to sit at the table and hear and see how I can support.
And I think as women, we have a unique ability to be able to see into our spouse's gifting. And a lot of times, even I will even tell you, like most recently, um, the process of humbling myself enough to hear from God, even when He's working my nerve and nerves, and still being able to hear from God for him and be able to go to him with what God has to say about him, or even be able to see into our spouse's discouraging times, or our spouse's stuck time. Like we all have seasons when we're stuck.
Yeah.
And me being married to Eric, he sees past my stuck, and I see past him being stuck, and I can see around it where often we can't see it. Like if you're going through something and you see a wall, but the person standing next to you is like, I can see on the other side of the wall. I look at that as a unique relation, a unique characteristic or a unique ability in marriage, where I can see past what he can't necessarily see at the moment because he's blinded by discouragement or constant rejection or constant no's. Those things can bind you, but for me to still be able to see past that, like my vision goes around the blockage, and I can see that for my husband, and I can help him or remind him of the dream, or help and remind him of the destination to get to the final endpoint, or that this part of the process. So those are things, that's why it's so important as husband and wife for you to be able to see for each other. A part of that dreaming is the ability to have the vision beyond your eyesight.
That's great. That's great. That's great. I think another benefit of it is that when you do that, it's because sometimes we can feel as though that we're just pouring into someone and we're not being poured into. This goes both ways, and you have to look at it as if he succeeds or if she succeeds, then we both succeed.
Yeah.
It's not one or the other. If I'm supporting her, because I know as far as when we got our master's degree, we both went to seminary. She went to seminary first. And I encouraged her to go, and I think, but how did it go? Because
I was already.
you was trying to get me to, she was trying to get me to do something. Maybe it wasn't school. And I was like, I'm not doing it right now.
It was definitely
It was
seminary.
seminary. I was like, I ain't doing it right now. And she was like, well, I'm doing it. I said, well, you go ahead and do it because I ain't doing it right now. I'm
We
good.
weren't married yet.
No, that was like we wasn't married. So I don't think it was school. Oh, no. You was switching. You were switching.
I was switching schools.
Wasn't that you were switching schools and then I was waiting?
I think, oh, so in the middle of me getting my
Is that what happened?
master's, I was going to stop because I was popping out babies like a how
Yes, it was the baby.
and I was like,
It
he
was the
should just
baby.
go ahead and finish, but he encouraged
And
me to.
I encouraged her, no, you keep on going, you keep on going. And when you're done, then I'll go back and get that. And so that's how we did it.
And at first, you didn't even want to go.
Yeah, I'm talking about when I decided I wanted to go.
But I was
But
able to see past.
she was able to see back. But but you know, it wasn't that I knew that we were a unit and we were already called to do ministry together. And I knew that if when she succeeds, I'm going to succeed because we're doing ministry together. And I hear you. We're not doing ministry together, though. You know, our goals are separate. Yes, but you're doing life together.
Yes.
You're doing life together. You want
Which
to be
is ultimately ministry.
Yes. You want to do life together. And so you both will succeed in that. One of the points that you made is I don't know if we made this point, but holding each other accountable. That's another great aspect to when you're doing this dreaming, holding each other accountable. And this is not a parent checking in on the child. No, if like she said, she wanted to go to school, you know, now she's discouraged. I can see past the, you know, I'm not gonna do it no more. No, you're discouraged. I'm gonna hold you accountable to what you say do. What do I need to do? Where do I need to step in to help? I think that's why I started doing the laundry. Because I had to figure out where can I step in. It wasn't time for, well, that's the woman's job. No, 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 no. I always said this is the reason why we in this identity crisis now. Because
write that
it's
one
stuff
down.
like that. No,
Yes.
that's not the woman's job. That's the job whoever decides to take on the job that has nothing to do with your manhood, womanhood. Okay. So I had to pick that up because we're supporting one another, we're holding each other accountable. And so I want to get into some of, I have about six, and we're gonna go through them quickly. Six steps to how you can start doing this dream building with your spouse. And the part of this is we have to learn to be, well, I won't say that. So let's start with the six. One, what is God saying to you about your life and where is he leading you? So you cannot do anything without God. Okay. You have to find out what God is saying for your life. Okay. Again, I know your purpose and destiny, but what is mine? And so first, before you even do that, you have to say, God, what is it? What is it? What is it that you're calling me to do? I don't know. You have a spouse that you don't have to think about it alone. Your spouse can see something inside you. You know you're really good at that, or you're good at this. You know, pray about that. This may be the way the Lord will lead you to go. And you cannot. And I think that's why I'll save this one for last. This whole dream building, because if you are not friends, at least, let alone best friends, and y'all ain't dating, your intimacy, Lord Jesus, sucks. You ain't gonna sit down and dream with nobody because as soon as they say something, you're gonna take offense. What you trying to say? I ain't doing that. What you trying to say? I'm nothing. What you say? I'm a deadbeat. Time out. Whoa. Back up.
You pump the brakes.
Like just dream building. No, we're goal setting. We're trying to get this stuff together. So you got to know what God is saying about your life, and your spouse is a great asset because you don't have to figure it out alone. Oh my God, like that pillow talk is real.
It's definitely, I almost look forward to our pillow talk because it's like we're going to have an intriguing conversation, and God speaks to Eric when he's in the shower on the throne.
Oh no, I just got something for the Lord.
And it's like
I was on the throne, on my throne, and I heard something from the throne. Lord.
hey, so it's almost like I need to go to the facilities and like people come out with a word.
Yeah, I was in the shower, but he rang down Rhema. Hey, Lord.
But we have our deep conversation
we have a deep
in our bedroom.
So secondly, you must put God first as you dream together. All right. Because there is a purpose. You have to keep him first. Um, I look at Proverbs 16:3. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. So no matter what you plan or whatever, you have to commit the work to the Lord. Lord, this is for you. Why? I'm not saying ministry, meaning you got to preach and you got to pass out a tract. No, your marriage is a ministry, is a service to one another. Ministry means service, to serve. You're serving one another. If you're in this covenant relationship, it is a ministry to one another. And it is a ministry to others who are watching, especially in this time, guys, where marriages are falling and falling apart and going to the wayside. You know, marriage is a ministry. I also thought about what's the famous one, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans of welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. So there is a plan that God has for us. And so we have to be able to sit and, what I said, the first thing, know what God is saying about your life. And then you must put him first as you dream together. So as you come and you start doing this dreaming session and you just goal setting, whatever you want to call it, you have to put God first.
Yes.
And you have to put him in that. So you can all be on the same page. That's really the same one. So let's say that's a one, right? Putting God first and asking God what it is. So two would be, I like to call it the whiteboard effect. The whiteboard effect. So this is the little joke in our house, right? I'm addicted to whiteboards.
Addicted.
And so if we're talking and we're dreaming, now we have several businesses together. So if something comes up in my mind and we start, brainstorming, dreaming and all of that, I'd be like, is this a whiteboard moment? And I jump to the whiteboard and I start drawing it out and writing it out. And she'd be like, oh, Lord Jesus, get her pad out.
Fair. I get my
Come
notepad.
on.
This is 100% how it happens.
So I call it the whiteboard effect because I think it's important that however it looks, it may not be a whiteboard for you, but you need to write it down. And this is my point. One of the scriptures that we use for our businesses, 22 Vision, where we do marketing for small businesses, plug. One of the things our scripture for that, that was so cheesy.
That was so cheesy.
One of the scriptures.
Vision consulting. Okay, I'm shutting up.
Write the vision, make it plain. Habakkuk 2, verse 2. Write the vision and make it plain, so that people can run who read it, or those that can read it that run it. So it's important to see the vision so that there is a clear understanding of why you are doing what you're doing. There is a clear document. I heard someone say that it's scientifically proven that seeing something impacts you differently. If you have a goal, writing out your goals and doing all that, it impacts your mind differently. I'm not a journal person or writing out person. I'm not, but I see the importance of writing things down because it lays it out. You get to see it differently, and it allows it to come alive even more. So I'm a big component of the whiteboard effect, of writing down that vision, writing down whatever you are game planning, and whether when you sit down and you want to start dreaming with your spouse, to write it down. Okay. You can jump in at any time because I'm just going to go through this. Number three. Okay, so I'm showing the beginning process and going into the nitty gritty. Okay, so you're putting God first, you're getting all that together. You're going to have this whiteboard effect. You got to make sure that you write it down and you have something to write it down with. Maybe have a special book that you have it written in that y'all can go back, whatever, right? So you have or you can have a whiteboard in your room. So whatever. Thirdly would be You got to do a dream date.
These are fun.
Yes, dream date. Why? We already talked about dating, and it's
Mhm.
important to have these dates. And some of this may turn, and your date may turn into a dream date, but have a special time where
Mhm.
you go out and you're just dreaming,
Mhm.
and you're laying out. This is my purpose. This is her purpose. This is what I want to do, and that is the purpose. You are beginning to dream, and you're encouraging one another. You're not allowing anyone to shrink back.
Mhm.
It's a place of a listen. You do that at a nice restaurant. Whatever you're writing it on. You're writing, or if it's on your cell phone. I prefer having something. If you're not at home and on the whiteboard, but
You
but
say
you
whiteboard one more time.
but you are have a dream date.
Yeah.
How romantic is that?
I think it's very
Tell
romantic.
me why is it romantic?
It just, I think it's
Brothers, I'm
another
trying to give
way.
you something here.
It's another way for you to connect and just share each other's thoughts and ideas. And a lot of times, for us anyway, it ends up evolving because
Mhm.
it's like I'm sharing, he's sharing, and it's like, oh my goodness, these things can come
Mhm.
together. And those are the times where I feel extremely close to you, or I feel connected to you in a different way, mentally. And it's like mentally stimulating, um, which ultimately improves the intimacy in any relationship.
Yeah. And you don't have to feel intimidated. Brothers, sisters,
Mm-mm.
or your vision for your life is bigger than mine. No, 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 no. One succeeds, you both succeed.
Exactly.
I think her vision is way bigger than mine because she just wants to go around the world and to the moon. I don't want to go to the moon. I may circle around the world once or twice, but the moon, send me a postcard. I'm confident in that's why it's important to know what I said the first thing. What is God calling you to do?
Yes.
What is God calling you to do? You need to do and be confident in that. If
Mhm.
you feel insecure about what your spouse is doing, and you feeling some type of insecurity, oh my God, they got all this stuff. What people going to say? You got insecurities, and you're not confident in who God called you to be. And it may be some other things like that, but I believe those are some of the indicators, and you need to address that.
Don't fall into a comparison trap.
You're
Just keep
one.
reminding yourself that you are one. It's
Yeah.
so important because, like you said, my calling's not greater, his isn't greater just because it looks, in my opinion, bigger, or his looks bigger than mine, or he's better in this area. I'm saying, like, I have all these ideas and dreams, but when I come to Eric, I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. A lot of times he's the one that helps bring it together, which is funny because that's what I do for other people.
Hmm.
But when I have an idea, he can create it and it'll be like, oh my but if I don't share those things with him, he can never help me, and vice versa. Like I'm really good at noticing when Eric is stuck, or if he's going through something. But ladies, he said it earlier. When I see that my husband is stuck or struggling or just at a place that everyone gets at sometimes, um, I don't turn into what would you need to do. Let's take that out of our vocabularies, ladies. It's counterproductive. You never want to tell me what they need to do. There's a way that you can suggest things to take place without saying, well, what you need to do is because depending on how it comes out, it can come across as you being motherly. You are not his mother. So a lot of times, I mean, I'm infamous for being like, God said, or a lot of
And
times,
say it if God actually said it. Don't
well,
using
yeah,
that as a ploy.
yes, please only say if God actually said it. Or I'll say I was praying and just seeking God about this. Then I'll go. But again, only do it if you were actually
And
seeking God
I
about it.
listen, and it works because I know sometimes us brothers can be sensitive, and it does work because sometimes she'll say it, and I'm like, I know why she said it that way, but she said it that way, so it's not like I'm like skeptical. I was like, well, thank you for doing that because I know her well enough now that if she says something, I know that she doesn't mean that in the way that I probably took it. but sometimes it don't help this thing like, damn, we would have said it a different way, like, and that could play on somebody's head, right?
Mhm.
But,
Make it sound
yeah, so, oh, that's good, that's good. So do those dream dates. You're sharing and your goal setting, and we're gonna talk about goal setting too, but that's what those dates are. I mean, you can do it at home too, I mean, not the date, but just goal setting and dreaming at home, but
Mhm.
I'm encouraging you to go out
Even if
and
it's for a
date.
walk.
Yeah, you can walk and talk, dine at a nice restaurant and talk, but
Get some
you're
and sign me a
dreaming.
cookie.
And like I said before, even in your regular date nights, it may turn into that. It, like I
Mhm.
said, it may turn into a dreaming session, but yeah, really try to do that. It's a suggestion. So future goal setting. So what does goal setting look like? Um, you want to have a goal for your family.
Mhm.
Like what are our goals as a family? Maybe you're newly married. Well, we want to have 2 kids or 3. Research how much that gonna cost.
Especially if you read the article that came out yesterday that said the average child costs $300,000.
Moving on. And so maybe it's that, maybe it's what's the other thing I'm thinking about? Family. Oh, where you want to live, housing.
Yes.
Maybe you're renting, but maybe you want to buy a house one day. So what does that look like? Long term. What is the goal for that
Mhm.
for our family? All of this is part of the dream session, individually, but now let's talk about us as a family together, right?
Mhm.
Your family. Anything about family?
I think it's also important as you're thinking and setting goals for your family, you keep in mind fun things to do as
Yeah,
well.
we don't get the fun.
So
Mhm.
like things for your family to do and not only the tedious stuff. But
Yeah,
I'll let you get to
yeah,
that part.
yeah. That's well, that's one. I was gonna say fun.
Mhm.
What is the fun things that you do together? As a family, these are vacations,
Mhm.
things just to relax. Maybe it's planning a spa day for your wife. Guys, if you um, I don't know, golfing came to my head. I'm not a golfer. Fish, I don't know what you do. What are the things that you do to relax, to
Yeah.
have fun because your life is going to be busy, and to plan that time of fun and just relaxation is going to be
Mhm.
crucial. But you plan that together as a family because I mean as your spouse because if your fun is sitting down during game season. You've already listen. We had about 5 dream days, baby. The game was coming on, and we already decided that this is what's going to be. Don't be coming knocking at my door when they say when they do the ring toss is on. Yeah. I said the ring toss, the call, the
Point.
coin toss.
I know what you meant. I wasn't gonna
Moving
say.
on. Uh, I was like,
Okay.
I was like, so coin. So finances, that's another one. Goal set about the finances.
Ooh, child.
And that can be a daunting task.
It's daunting.
It is, but if you do it consistently,
Yes.
then it should kind of bear the weight. And that's something that we constantly. Like I said, we haven't made it yet, but that whole game plan with the finances, that can be daunting. But
Make sure you
we have to
have
stay
some ice
consistent.
cream.
Actually, more coffee.
Or gummy bears.
One of the other things, fitness. That would
That's
be
a big one.
yeah, the other one. So we say family, fun, finances, and fitness, right? All the F's. For family. Oh, I knew she was
Oh,
gonna
shit.
say.
The English in me is like, use a pneumatic device.
Fitness. This can be anything. Fitness and health, really.
Yes.
I know we started exercising together, holding each other
We
accountable.
started getting abused by a trainer together.
Yeah, absolutely. You know who you are. So fitness,
Shameless plug. I'll be fit.
it's important. It's almost like the same thing when we do anything else together, right? When you the intimacy, you draw closer together. When you work out together, that's some type of connection.
It's definitely an
Yeah.
intimacy.
It's intimate. But guess what? Hey, maybe that's not your other spouse thing, and maybe you the man and you like to, no, I'll go out with my boys. That's part of my fun. That's part of your fun. Hey, whatever, it's fine. But holding your wife accountable to her
Yeah.
fitness goals, and wife being receptive of it because he's trying to help you. Now, he don't have to abuse you now,
Please don't, please.
but he's just trying to help you, and or vice versa. She's trying to help me.
I ain't roll my eyes. He's
So
not
yeah,
cooperative.
so that's the goal setting, right? Hit all those things. It's about your life. Yes, it's about your individual purpose and where God is leading you, but it's that. The last thing, and we'll close with this, is create a family vision statement. As you're dreaming about your individual goals and careers and life, and as you dream and goals set about your family and your day-to-day life, your fun, finances, fitness, and all of that, create a vision statement for your family. And we've done this, and I think it was, and I probably shared this with you a while ago. So the goal, I know it's a neck funny. One of our vision statement is we are a family of unconditional love. We speak faith in all things. We are not, no, wait a minute. I was trying to remember without right getting it. We are a family of unconditional love. We are committed to prayer and worshiping God because we're gonna put God. I know, like we're gonna put God first. No, we're a Christian household up in here, you know. So we we are a family of unconditional love. We are committed to prayer and worshiping God. We speak faith in all things, and we are not ashamed to dream big. I feel like I missed
Afraid to
something.
dream big.
Yeah, we're not afraid to dream big. But I thought
No. That's the kids.
I should. But I remember it was important to highlight that we are a family of love. In a day and age where there are families who are not loving, not together, and all of that, whether it's siblings and all, I want y'all to grow up. We are a family of unconditional love, and explains on what unconditional means. We're unconditional love. We're committed to prayer and worshiping God. This is a Christian household. This is why you're going to church. This is why we're talking about God not as a religious, um, 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 a legalistic or a religious activity, but this is life. This is who you are. You are a person of prayer and a person who is worshiping God, and that we speak faith. I said speak faith. We speak faith in all things. Why? Because we're a people of faith. We are a people of faith. We speak faith in all things, and we're not afraid to dream big. I want my kids and my family to dream big. There is no limit. What is it that you want to do? What career did you want to? It don't have to be always in the church. Where do you want to go? Dream big. And I think that's why my daughter wants to go to Japan.
She's so serious.
Dream big, baby. Okay, we'll find a way to get you there. Dream big. Speak it. There is power in what you say. So these are the things, and this is how we do life. And everything that we do is built on that. And hey, guess what? As they grow and things change, we may alter it and change it. But we typed it up, designed it a little nice, and it's on the wall. And every now and then I remind them of that, especially when they start fighting. Well, what is it? You love each other. So
I know we really to share that picture I made of kids getting a t-shirt together because they have been arguing.
So dreaming with your spouse, man. This is a beautiful thing. These are the things that we talked about the last 3 weeks are things that are so crucial to your marriage, and it is the thing that will build your marriage. I know there are struggles. I know that there are unspoken issues in marriage. Guess what? We have them too. We have them too, and there's things that we have to struggle with. But if these things are in place, I think it brings us all in agreement, and it helps us get through those difficult times and the times when we disappoint each other, because you're building unity, you're becoming
True.
one. You know the heart of your spouse. It makes it easier to live with them. It makes them easy. It's easier to go through some of the challenges that they go, or those little quirks you don't like. If you are building a friendship, if you are
True.
consistently dating, and don't stop the dating just because you get married and because life gets hard. You're dating, you're having fun together, and you're dreaming together. And you're dreaming, goal setting, pushing each other forward. That is what I believe is making marriages last and standing strong.
Yeah.
And doesn't say that it won't cause problems, but I encourage every one of you who are married to move into doing some of these things in your own way. But and if you're not married and you're dating and you're about to and you're engaged, I need y'all to go back and through these videos and start having a conversation about these aspects before you even tie the knot, to make
Please.
sure that y'all are on the same page and that y'all can grow in this.
Yeah. And just always keep in mind that picture I'm learning to look at marriage and the relationship in general as like, imagine we are two gears, and those two gears have to come together and they have to work together. And when those gears work together, that's when things start to run and are able to move forward. Think of it that way. Each gear has a purpose, but they're more efficient when they come together. So keep those things in mind as you are dreaming with your spouse, as you're dating your spouse, as you're building a relationship as friends with your spouse. Those are things that ultimately improve the efficacy in your marriage.
Big word.
Pray for Aries.
I can like to use them words anyway. Thank you all for coming and for logging on. We will see you in September for another series of discussion. So we'll let you know when we'll come back in September. And so we'll do another series of discussion on an important conversation. Thank you for joining us one time for Get Real Conversation, Faith Conversations here at Vision City. Love you. See you soon.
Bye.